A very good morning to all of you, and I hope everybody is fine, enjoying the times. The heat wave is out there, and the intuition of coming in this video is only to uh, to lay an emphasis to the general audience, uh, and the emphasis there in this video is all about that do we actually lose our children in terms of their critical thinking when we access when we provide the lot of access to our kids to artificial intelligence and to the devices via which this artificial intelligence can be rooted inside. So the point is, you can see the slide is the impact of excessive AI use on children's critical thinking. This is the basic argument basically I want to talk about, and should we really be concerned about the critical thinking of our children, who will be the future of the modern world. So this is the main motivation to just talk about this. Are we actually losing our children's critical thinking attitudes? So to begin with, to introduce you with the AI is that this AI is becoming an integral part to our everyday life. Everywhere we have AI, and obviously things are becoming very simpler for us, that anything that we have asked for, it certainly provides us the answers to all that information that we are interested in. So it is basically vital to understand its impact on the young minds. So since we are susceptible to this artificial intelligence, we take advantage of artificial intelligence, but at the same time, we must look at it that is it actually making an impact? Is it actually changing the course of the mindset of our children? So what is AI? If I have to define it, this artificial intelligence is basically the simulation of human intelligence. So you have all recorded human intelligence in terms of the data, and it is basically the simulation of all that you have, that your interaction with the smart technology, it's being recorded, and this record of information is basically it is this simulation of human intelligence by these machines. So what it does, it includes learning, and it includes reasoning, and it includes self-correction. So you can see that suppose there are 10 people, they have 10 types of minds, they have 10 types of definitions for a particular problem. Now what you're doing is you're actually simulating their minds, because they are interacting with the technology, and that interaction leads a simulation, and this simulation does what? It makes the superposition of all that information, and when there is a superposition of all that information involved in the technology itself learns, and it generates reasoning and self-correction. Artificial intelligence in daily life. We have the examples. Alexa is there, Siri is there, YouTube is there. There are recommendations, educational chat boxes, and game suggestions. Now, this is the focus of my presentation. The focus is that our children are very much susceptible to this technology, and certainly they have an interaction. They interact with this technology every moment, and what happens is that our children now grow up with AI from an early age, shaping how they think, play, and learn. So, what's happening? Previously, our children used to have nature, a family, a pupil surrounding them, and and they were growing in that environment. They had questions, they had answers, they had failures, and maybe it would have been the failures that were taking our children to the next level of understanding. But here, what we have a technology in front of us where all we have to do is to ask a question. You ask a question and you have a ready-made answer. The answer is in front of you. So, so you have an answer. That means you're not going to think about it. You're not going to have a critical thought about it. It's just something that is a success of your question, that you are getting an answer, and this answer takes you to a point where you are losing the quality of failures. Basically, what I believe is it is the failure that takes a person to the next level. But here we are lagging this kind of thing. So this AI is shaping our children, how they think, how they play, and how they learn. That's true. And certainly, artificial intelligence is playing its vital role in educational systems, and we have apps like Duolingo, Khan Academy, ChatGPT. What this ChatGPT does, it offers a personalized learning experience. So there are the domains where artificial intelligence can certainly be executed in the field of education. So certainly here we have the benefits. We have the benefits of AI in education. It helps in adaptive learning. You can repeat a lecture, you can understand it. It aids special needs to the students, and it certainly increases the engagement of the student with the technology, and at the same time having that learning attitude towards these technologies. So this side can be taken as a positive side of AI in the domain of education, but too much reliance can weaken the essential thinking. Now you are relying everything on the technology that's available to you. You are asking, and there is an interaction, but you keep on relying on the aspects of the technology that's available to the students, to the children. So what is happening here is they lose the essential thinking skills. And essential thinking skills, they are basically the real world situations where children can actually raise down to the levels where they can have critical thinking. So this can be marked as a flip side. So the question arises, what is critical thinking? What it does basically is it involves analyzing the facts. You try to analyze what's the reality of the problem and applying the logic. You have a problem, you apply your mind to solve it, and now you're making a decision. You will make a decision once you take a project in your hand and solving the problems independently. This is what is called as critical thinking. So solving a problem does not mean that the moment you try to solve that problem and you're getting the answer to that problem. The solving of the problem will take you to a range of, it may take you to a range of failures. And all these failures have their own implications. And it is the failure that takes you to that state of critical thinking. So this is what we may call as critical thinking. Now, what we have dependency on AI. So children may expect instant answers from AI. They ask the question, the answer will come. So the answer that comes is a reality for the child. So this is it. So he is not bothered about the answer that he's getting from the AI. And he's not trying to attempt to solve the problem himself. He is asking the technology to solve its problem. So the child is losing that state of critical thinking. This is what I'm trying to tell. So this will certainly lead to the reduced problem-solving skills. So we will have the generations coming ahead of us. They will be trained, but they'll have the failure of critical thinking. They will not be able to solve the actual problems, where you need that naturalistic skill that is adopted by the child. So AI tools may give ready solutions, discouraging exploration of different approaches. You can call these different approaches as failures, but these failures, they become as the pillars of the right thing that you achieve in the life. So certainly what we have the lack of creativity. We will be seeing the lack of creativity in the future generations. So when AI completes tasks like essays or art, kids miss out the developing thought, because it's the developing thought that takes you to that level of critical understanding of the problem. But here, the kid is asking a question, it's asking for an essay to be written, it comes on the screen, it goes with the answer to the teacher without actually being the part of that process. So what we are doing here is we are lacking the creativity. So lack of creativity will certainly take us to the impaired decision makings. So what we will have the future generation where you will find a range of impaired decision makings. Our reliance on AI suggestions can make it hard for kids to evaluate and choose the options. They will not be able to choose it. They will not be able to design it, because they have a ready-made solution available in terms of the artificial intelligence. So certainly it's going to give us impaired decision making. So the point of inclusion, the point of importance for the modern world, the point of importance for any world where you have life, and that is they may have to lose the curiosity. They will not be curious. They will not have that curiosity that takes them to the next level. So AI gives quick answers, discouraging deeper questioning and discovery. So certainly you are losing the curiosity among your children when you are making them susceptible to artificial intelligence. You have real life examples. What we have, students using AI to do homework may perform poorly in exams that require critical thinking, because then in exams what they have to do is they have to solve the real problems. But here, on using the artificial technology, they can have ready-made answers. So a small tilt in the question will collapse the thinking process of the child. He will not be able to write it down anyway, because he is purely dependent on the dimensions of the technology, the answers that the kids are getting from this technology. Certainly, it's a very big concern for the parents. So there are parental concerns involved in it. And parents notice children asking AI. What we do is we see them asking AI anything they have to. They'll go and ask him a question instead of thinking or asking a question, because they have a ready-made artificial answer in front of them, which is basically the projection of the millions of pupils' thinking processes roaming in these algorithms. So, to give an expert opinion on this, what experts urge is moderation. They, they urge us for moderation, and they tell us that we should emphasize developing reasoning and problem solving skills in our kids. And this is a very strong argument. And what we should do is we must have a balance. There must be a striking balance. Use AI as learning aid, not a replacement. It should not be replaced. You should not replace your actual systems, educational systems from virtual AI systems. Encourage children to attempt tasks before turning to AI. So they must actually do the process in the laboratory. They must do it in the real world problems. And once they fail there, that failure should take them to the level where they will ask questions to AI. So we must encourage human interaction. So we will see what we see. Our kids are all the time involved with the technology. They don't have an interaction. They might have an interaction as well, but they are very much involved in on the screen. They're interested on the screen. But what should we do is we should try to encourage the interaction between the pupil. And there should be group activities involved. There should be discussions and play. These are crucial to developing critical thinking of the child. So these activities, the discussions, and preferably playing games, they are crucial for developing the critical thinking. So to conclude this small talk, what AI is, it is a valuable tool. You can see it's a very important tool, but children must learn to think independently. If they fail to think independently, we are certainly losing them. So they have to be given that chance of thinking independently, even though they might think in wrong direction. But you can choose a right direction only when you have experienced a negative direction. The positive always comes when there is an involvement in the negativity.